this is me going into Peijas again. I said to the neurologist at Neuroliitto that I don't want to have anything to do with, what do you call it, Jorvi anymore, because they just want to get rid of patients, and that's all. So this is me turning into Peijas again. Peijas up there on the hill. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. Well, it's about 8:15. My time is half past 8. I think I'm gonna get an MRI of my brain and my spine.
Now turn right. Please follow the road for 300 meters.
So, let's see what comes out of this.
Prepare to turn left then. You have reached your destination.
Skriv en bok som alla läser.
So, this is the place where I got my very first MRIs. It's
Institut.
the hospital. Now I have my friends.
Gör en sång som barnen sjunger när terminen tagit slut. Sy upp en kollektion med kläder.
Apparently I'm forced to wear one of these when I'm in here. And now I'm in the waiting room, waiting for my MRI. So it's röntgen, hortustila 4.
Ge ditt namn åt ett gevär. Var det extra i parfymen? Den som vackra kvinnor bär.
Look at this garb that I have to wear and remove all magnetic or metallic stuff from your body. But it's been tremendously quick. Basically, normally you wait for ages in hospitals. Now it's just been bang, 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 not waiting for more than a minute, and I'll go through it. That must be all-time quickest hospital visit for kind of a big operation that I've ever had. It is now 9:28. It took me exactly 1 hour to get through this, and I was expecting to spend maybe 2 to 3 hours here, and I'm already out. And very positive in the sense that, well, we saw on the previous clips that every single time I stopped to talk, they were already calling me forward. So, a positive experience for a change. But look at this, I think this is the first time that we had snow here in Finland. I mean, proper snow. But yeah, now let's wait for the results.
Säg ett ord som blir bevingat. Sätt en flagga på en topp.
One of the things that I wanted to mention about the toll of this illness, and which isn't, or this is something that I noticed on the soles of my shoes. I normally don't have any, how do I say, or they're similar, the wear pattern on my shoes, but here you can see that the left foot, it has completely been worn out. And the funny thing is, because my foot drop, the front bit of my So I'm dragging my toes also, and it's just it's horrible what has happened. But this is the practical example of what happens when if you look at the right foot, it still has pattern on it, because that's clearly it's not perfect, but it's, of the two legs, it's the better. And this one also, it's worn out a lot less than the left leg. Oh, yeah. Now the camera just shut down. Okay. I'm going to the MRI of the spine next. I'll have something from there too.
Korsaper med kaniner och få ett pris ur kungens
I
hand.
thought the previous one was
Sett till att skaffa några
fast. I was late this morning, let's say 5 minutes, and what do you call it, this time, previously I sat down and they called me in. This time when I was walking into the place, they were calling out my name, and I got in and I got the whole spine done. So it was longer. I nearly slept, and the only thing, I forgot my socks. My feet are ice cold, or were ice cold. Now I've got my socks there, I'm warming up again. But yeah, interesting.
eller satt en värld i brand.
I thought last week was something special, the speed that I got out here. But this time, well, I think I already talked about it. It was even quicker. I just walked in and they were already calling my name straight off out my car. But this time it was the whole spine, so it was a lot longer, the session. And what do you call it? It was longer, and I nearly dozed off because of how long it was. And for some weird, it was our Independence Day yesterday, and we had lamb, and what do you call it? Lamb requires red wine, so I bought a bottle of that. And given that it was an Independence Day, the wife wanted some bubbly, which I obliged. And consuming these lovely products somehow. Time flew by, and we only went to bed half past 12. There's somebody coming into my parking space. So yeah, I got up an hour later than I normally do, and but two bottles one bottle of champagne, or I think it was Bernard Massard sparkling wine, and one bottle of red wine. It is not a good idea. Luckily it was drawn out over a longer period of time, so it wasn't that bad, but still. And for some reason I thought I had two different sessions today, but they couldn't find any records of my reservations there. So I'm coming out and hoping I'm not getting letters later on saying that you missed your appointment. They do a nasty thing. They charge you, or I think it's not a nasty thing, it's a complete reason. If you miss a time and you don't cancel it, they'll charge you. But other than this is the only kind of halfway good thing about this socialized medicine that I can come up with. Obviously we pay horrible taxes here in Finland, and yeah, if I consider it, I'm paying it many times over the amount that this operation costs. So with a proper health insurance, yeah, definitely. It's not a good system, this socialism business. This is the reason that the MRI that I got today, it's the reason why we pay such horrendous tax. Because this is basically free. Slightly late coming in this morning, and the nurse, she just kept on poking me about being late. I think she mentioned it like 2 or 3 times, and when I was in the tube I came up with a couple of snappy comebacks to her, but the only thing that I eventually said to her when she was talking about it was that that you're clearly not going to let this go, that you're going to keep on pestering me about me being late, that there's no forgiveness on offer here, that you're going to be pestering me all the time about this. She then said, well, when you leave, then I may stop. And then I gave them a point when they put this enhancement thing in your bloodstream in order to make the pictures more, so they look better. They put stuff in your varjoaine, I think it's called in Finnish. I'm not sure what it's in English. Enhancer of some sort. And but it's ice cold, this stuff. And when you're in the tube, this tube was it was a bit broader than the ones. I think it was a newer equipment, the one that I went in today. And it was bigger, but the previous it was smaller, the tube, and I can see that some people would panic about being in there. And what caught me that first time, I've done it before but I didn't remember it, is that suddenly they didn't even warn me, and they just let this enhancer into my veins, and you feel the coldness go, ah! And if you're already terrified about being in this claustrophobic, confined space, then having stuff like that suddenly shoot up your veins, it might be a bit disconcerting, worrying. So I commented about that also today. I said that, by the way, why don't you warm it up so that it's body temperature, so it doesn't shock people when they get it up their arm while in this horrendous tube. The sun's out for, what do you call it? Hasn't been out in weeks. end this video because I've got a shit ton of material, and you might have noticed I'm supporting new glasses. I got my my first ever bifocals, so I can read through the bottom part of the lens and see far with the top part of the lens. It is a weird experience. When I move my head around like this, the whole world goes like that in a weird wavy pattern. But let's see if I get to. People say that it takes a week or two to get used to these. Let's see how long I'll take. I have my old ones up there. I'll use them if these prove to be less than ideal. And I think they're updated style, so maybe they look a bit better. Yeah. What else? I guess nothing. I'll end up by saying that Jesus Christ is King. Amen.